Hello everyone, this is HES here, back with some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm 1v1 TvZ IEM action. And you know what, guys? You know what? I'm actually a very greedy person because I wanted to watch some more TvZ. I wanted to watch some more Taeja versus Life. And seeing as how I am in control of this channel, I am the captain of this kind of rickety ship. It's not a very good ship, but I'm still the captain. I'm the only crew member on this ship, but either way, I'm still the captain of it. And I decided, you know what? We're going to go hit the TvZ iceberg. Is that too soon? I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to see some more TvZ, so I said, you know what? The last game was so good. Why not cast another game between these two titans? They are actually titans from Greek mythology. You guys may not know this, but the Greeks were really into esports. It's kind of a thing you don't learn a lot in college, but that's why you should Google things and just make things up like I do, and then all of a sudden the world becomes a lot more fun. Speaking of fun, let's go ahead and introduce our players. Up in the top right side, it is going to be HyperX. No, just kidding. They are one of the sponsors of Team Liquid, and their player representing Team Liquid is going to be Taeja. Actually, I feel like in an individual league, you're more representing yourself at this point because it wasn't really the team that got you there. It was your own Gosu skills. Speaking of Gosu skills, down to the bottom left side, it is going to be Life. I don't know why I'm feeling so goofy today. I mean, my voice is actually a little bit sore after some of the awesome games I've been casting today, but I'm feeling a little bit goofy. Not the Disney character. He's his own breed. I don't think I could ever pull that off. But for now, we'll see if these players can pull off another awesome game. Man, I just got all sorts of segues today. But not the actual segues that you ride. Never ridden one of those. Don't know that I ever will. Imagine this. What if Segway sponsored me? First of all, I'd be like the worst person to sponsor because I like never go outside, and it's kind of hard to use a Segway if you're not outside. I have seen them used inside, yes, I know, but it's not going to fit in my house. But if they sponsor me, I'd like, this cast brought to you by Segways, and then I would just have to do a whole bunch of bad Segway puns, which isn't really anything different than I normally do. So I don't know. Call me Segway. I'm sure we can work something out. Have your people call me, because I don't really have my people. But anyways, we do have Overlords moving out, so that's exciting. And once again, this Overlord is so ballsy, just throwing him out there and expecting that there's going to be a Reaper there. And in all honesty, I mean, Terran players are just going for Reaper expands these days. Now, the Overlord, once again, already knows that the first one is a Reaper, is going to sit here and keep an eye on this barracks and see if there's going to be another Reaper spawning, because he wants to know, okay, how many Reapers am I dealing with? How many Reapers is he going to be sitting at? Again, that sounds like a children's novel. I should write kids' books, like, how many nukes does it take to kill a Zerg? That's more of like a children's song. How many nukes does it take to kill a Zerg? It takes one nuke, so you should always go nukes. I don't know how the rest of the song goes because I'm really bad at rhyming. I would be so horrible at a rap battle. I'd get the first line, just like nail it. Just like, boom, you got served, son. And they're like, all right, what's the follow-up line that rhymes? And I'm like, well, you got so served on the first line. I'm just gonna go now. All right. Speaking of going now, look at that. Another segue into the Overlord as he is booking it out of there as another Reaper's on the way. I should actually really be paying attention to the Reapers. I feel like they are kind of the most important unit right now. And we'll see overall resources lost. Only the 6 resources. That's from when you cancel an extractor, doing the extractor trick to get an extra drone. Not really any damage that the Reapers have done. Imagine if the Reapers shot bullets that took and added to the resources lost. Like, you don't have to kill anything. It's just like, oh, you lost 10 resources because I shot you in the face. No, that doesn't happen. I do know in Warcraft 3 there is a unit, or several units actually, if you upgrade it, where you can pillage money from your opponent. But I don't think it actually takes money away from them. I honestly can't remember. I don't think it does, though. It does look at the Reaper right there, though. Imagine you get a kill. Defending. Whoa, Zergling. Hello. He's going to be scouting everything that's going on in here. And sure, the Zergling is going to die. I'm sorry, guys. He has a 0% chance of survival. But he was also able to scout. He was also able to just be like, hey, Frank. Hey, Frank, screw you, Frank. The one SCV in there who took damage from that. But either way, able to scout, able to spot that third base, able to realize that the exact same build is on the way, essentially. And also the starport's on the way. Did he see the starport? I'm honestly a bad caster, and I wasn't able to tell. Doesn't look like it. He was able to spot that command center. I don't think he spotted the starport, though. And that is something that Life is definitely going to want to know about. Is this a tech lab? Yes, it is a tech lab. We could be seeing a very similar build to what we saw before. We'll see, though. He does have a bunker right there, so he is perhaps a little bit worried about some sort of timing attack. The Reaper right here actually gets the creep tumor. Very well played there, as that is going to be a nice little boost for him there as far as slowing down that creep spread. Remember, if Taeja does decide to go for an early move, then slowing down the creep spread is where it's at. Although for now, he's actually going to go ahead and land the barracks on the tech lab. I assume get an upgrade there, but he could go for Hellions right away, Widowbines if he wants to, Viking going to be on the way, and I'm wondering if this Viking is a choice based on the fact that this Reaper has seen like 95 Overlords in the center of the map, as that Viking could actually kill those 3, possibly these 2 as well. The Queen should be able to defend this guy, but either way, that could be a lot of Overlord kills, plus of course the one in the back of the base. Now if you get super sexy with it, you send the Viking down there to kill them first, and then swing back to kill the one that's in your base, which we'll see. I mean, he might just go for the easy route, which is kill that one. 3 Marines over here are doing target practice on these rocks right now. Kind of surprised to see him open that up so early, but I guess since he does have the command center, he might as well. And he's actually going to land it there early before the rocks are even dead. And the Viking is going to go ahead and kill that off. I assume that that's going to cue these guys to head back home. You can see they are selected, and there they go. Got to go ahead and float their big, gooey, gross bodies back home. Even this guy, no, he's like, nah, what are the chances he's actually going to find me? Pretty low, right? Well, I don't know. Taeja is pretty good at video games, specifically StarCraft. I always wonder, like, how good at other games are StarCraft players. I know that they naturally learn to be good at, like, poker, for example, because there's a lot of similarities between poker and StarCraft. You try to make decisions without knowing what your opponent's doing. You try and get in your opponent's head. You try and research your opponent and try and make moves based on how you think they're going to be playing that day. But past that, I mean, like, does this transition well into, say, like, The Sims? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't play The Sims. That's a good question for you. But the Viking right now could land up here to begin harassing the Lings if he wanted to. That would be kind of tacky, though. Not sure if that's really going to be that effective. Could land it there to go for the drone kills. Again, a little bit tacky. But Taeja can be the king of tacky if he wants to. For now, though, he's just going to go ahead and move that Viking away, I would assume. Not really worth taking too much damage there, as we do have the 1-1 upgrades on the way now. Do love those upgrades from Taeja. We'll see if Life can follow suit. He does actually have 1-1 on the way. This time actually making roaches, which I don't think we saw any roaches in that last game, unless I'm like tripping, which I very well could be. Does get surrounded on that Reaper. He finally goes down. Resources lost over here. Just some superficial units at this point. Nothing that is really that valuable, as it does look like roach speed is now done. And what else we got going on here? We do have centrifugal hooks for the Banes. And again, that 1-1. Notice how he's upgrading 1 melee attack and not 1 range. Of course, the 1 range does benefit the roaches, but the 1 melee attack benefits the Lings and the Banes. I don't know why I'm saying Banes all of a sudden, but for the rest of this cast, they are now officially known as Banes. Whew. All right, we do have the more upgrades on the way here. Combat Shield's going to be on the way. Marine Marauder Siege Tank mixed in pretty early, as well as the Armory, which could be for more Thors. We saw them in the last game. Maybe they're just rollover Thors. Maybe the ones from last game will resurge in this game. But for now, a relatively slow game in comparison to some of the stuff that we've seen, where both players are being a little bit timid. Taeja here getting a little feisty. He's going to go ahead and push back this creep, and does throw down the scans in order to do so. Does get 3 creep tumors right there for his efforts, and anything you can do to slow down creep spread is always ideal. Looks like actually a pretty big stim just to deal with 1 Zergling there, but guess what? More Lings are on the way. The Siege Tank right there, unable to save himself. I think he's actually going to get taken out. The Marines are trying to save him, but it's not meant to be. A couple of Zerglings kill a tank. That's almost always worth it, but what's more worth it is Reapers killing off, or Roaches killing off SCVs, but I don't think we're actually going to be seeing that, as the Marine Marauder Ball here has completely trapped them in the backside of the base, and that is looking pretty ugly for those Roaches. Very, very, very ugly indeed. It does look like the Siege Tank going to help even that resources lost, but not by that much, as Taeja looking to be in pretty good shape. And really the thing about Terran is that if you survive the mid game in a very like positive way, that makes your end game so much better, because all of a sudden you're able to do drops, you're able to just power through the center, you're able to constantly reinforce, you're able to play off of 3 bases for an extremely long time. You really have a lot of options, where Zerg, if they get behind in the early game, it's so hard for them to recover. They have to try and rely on those Baneling landmines, try and rely on those big counterattacks. But really, Taeja, at the end of the day, has not allowed those counterattacks to hurt him too much, as these Marines here is refusing to die. Now, their +2/+2 is a ways off, but same thing for the Zerg player. It does look like the Mulas here trying to chase this down, and Taeja attempting to get out of there. He is suffering quite heavy losses, though, as the Baneling's kind of trying her up here to get the good detonations. It's so difficult to do versus someone like Taeja. And the thing I love about Taeja is he's so patient with his Marines, running him further and further and further back. The medevacs, though, getting whittled down by those Mutalisks. Resources lost here, still favoring Taeja, though. I'm not trying to favor Taeja in the cast, but when Taeja's winning the battles, that's kind of how the cast goes. So it's gonna have to rely on Life to get this 4th base up. He can't allow counterattacks right now to do any damage to him whatsoever. He has to hold on these bases. He has to keep the supply lead. He has to keep this worker lead. And you know, he can lose a couple units here and there, preventing that 4th base from going down. But if Taeja is able to get a good drop in there, if he's able to do lots of damage, then 3 bases is not enough. It's simply not enough, especially since Taeja has been on 3 bases for quite some time himself. Right now, Marines trying to clear up these creep tumors. Gotta watch out. Better not shout. You better not cry. I'm telling you why. Mulas are coming to your house to murder you and your entire family. That got dark really fast, but also StarCraft 2 is a very dark game, as it does look like the Mulas are going to be able to go ahead and safely survive right there. Now, what I'm kind of surprised to see is a distinct lack of Widow Mines. I feel like the Widow Mine hits were so intense in the last game. I mean, why not try to recreate that success as you have the Mulas trying to swoop in on the right side, and that is kind of defended. There are 2 missile turrets right there. But we'll see. They do not have the armor upgrade, though. Not so fortuitous this time, as it does look like actually this command center may be canceled there if the Mulas get the right angle, and they do, forcing the cancel right there. Overseer there getting chased down, which actually slowed this army down a little bit for Taeja. Taeja needs to decide, am I fully committed to this relationship? Am I going to marry this Zerg bug and beat him into submission? Well, we'll find out. Again, that got really dark really fast. The splits there, though, that Taeja can do. Bet you didn't know he was that flexible, because his splits are pretty spot on. Oh, the puns, the puns. But we do have 340 APM on the way for life. That is actually insane. I don't know how they make keyboards that can handle that much input, but apparently they have the technology, guys. I don't know how they do it, but it does look like the Mulas right here, +1 attack. No other upgrades really in sight, though, and that's kind of a problem. I mean, life is definitely having to give up stuff. Wait. That angle almost cost those Banelings their lives, and again, Taeja able to split his army perfectly. Those Banelings going nowhere fast, not even able to kill off a Marauder, and life is actually kind of just spread too thin right now. He's trying to find a good angle to engage at, but needs to regroup that army, needs to find a way to put the hurt onto Taeja. Now, right now, I will say that he has prevented a 4th base from going down, and Taeja, does he have that 4th base? Remember, he did force the cancel. There it is in the main base. Could upgrade that to an orbital. I assume he's going to try and land it here. And we do have that 5th base on the way for life, and also double hatchery and in the main base down here. So he has quite a few hatcheries so far, so he should be able to get a lot of stuff right now. But at the same time, he actually lost overlords here. We'll have to make more of those pretty soon. Might be able to kill his command center if Taeja's not careful. I don't think he's actually paying attention. Okay, he was able to save it, but that was dangerously close there. Almost actually got that in the red, and really no SCVs in sight to repair that. I'm sure some will be transferring down soon, but he needs to get that base up. Really, this is kind of a need-to-win situation for both these players. Check out the Bailey's just rolling right on in. Thors are there to defend, but the Thors go down. Can Taeja actually hold this? This is a lot of stuff. These are not how the battles went in the previous game, as Baneling's able to find their connections. Is the command center going to go down? Mulas need to kill that off to make that attack worth it. It does go down. Resources lost still favoring Taeja here. SCV showing up a little bit late to the grand opening of that command center, as it failed horribly and did end up losing that. And I gotta say, resources lost overall is pretty sucky for life, but if he's able to hold on any sort of counter push right now, then he actually might have this game, as Taeja's supplies at 135. This is not something that we saw in the previous game, and it does look like Bailey's trying to roll in once again. Can they get good detonations? Better than I would have thought, as the Marines fly through the air. I will never get over the physics in this game. It's some of the best death physics in the world. I said it, in the world. But for now, it does look like the Mulas right here. Gotta try and defend the space. If you can actually hang on to this one as well, that is huge, because then it's gonna be a 5 base versus 3. And Taeja, knowing he's in a lot of trouble. I mean, this might actually just be over. Taeja has a lot of stuff on the way, and he is going to have an upgrade advantage for a little bit, but if he can't secure that base, he is running out of money. 59 workers to 81. Overall workers killed is 16-0. Not a single worker killed off by Taeja, which that is not a comfortable place for Terran to be in. Also not comfortable is the fact this command center is like slowing down his units from swinging back and forth. That could actually be a big deal for him in just a moment. Does look like the Baneling's going to try and roll on in here. I don't know how this is going to work out. The Marines were actually in a perfect spot, but not anymore. The bunker there is going to do quite a bit. I don't know if he's going to be able to save all these workers or not, as the Baneling's trying to detonate there. At the same time, more Banelings rolling up over here. He is just getting great connections this game, and is able to force Taeja to have to be spread out. He's unable to expand. He's unable to secure a base. And this is exactly what life wanted, because look at this. At home, What? That is so much stuff. That wasn't a delayed reaction. That was me actually at a loss for words. That is so many Banelings. Because remember, as Zerg player, if you're maxed out, just make more Banelings. They don't take any supply, and they're freaking awesome. As it does look like this command center is going to go down. I think Taeja is just throwing everything he's got, which is a lot of dead stuff right there. I don't know that he was watching what was going on down there. And we do have a drop over here. That's getting cleaned up. I mean, this game is completely opposite of what we saw last game, which was Taeja absolute dominance. But Life is saying, hey, you know, I can win in a much shorter game if you just give me those good connections. I don't know why I keep saying good connections. I think it's just fun to say. She's giving me the good connections. I don't know the rest of the song. But right now, Life can expand if he wants to. He could expand over here quite easily, I might say. And this base over here is up. I wouldn't quite call it running just yet, as it is not a planetary fortress just yet. Baneling's grabbing the watchtower. Don't see that very often, but definitely could have paid off if Taeja was not paying attention. You gotta watch out, though. That concave is pretty sick. Not able to do enough here, but Taeja is super... Wait. Taeja actually just winning that battle completely one-sidedly. I mean, I don't know if it's enough to make up for how this game has gone so far, but he lost a lot of stuff right there. Ultras are out now. There's no fungals that'll slow this army. Taeja realizing, ruh-roh, it's time to go. Don't know if he's going to be able to retreat, though. This army is completely stuck. He's trying to focus down the Ultras. Can he kill them in time? Bailey's rolling in for the right side. Can Taeja run? The answer is no. Gets inside the Medivacs, but it's too late. It's too late. He's going to have to retreat out of there. The Ultralists, man, able to scare that army away. Well, really, I feel like that was more the Banelings at that point. But Taeja is not out of this game just yet. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do a drop. Please don't drop here, Taeja. That is not a good idea. That is not a good idea. Well, he dropped 1 or 2 Marines. Actually, that was a Marauder right there to eat up some of these Banelings. I think that's exactly why he's unloading these, just to try and eat up the Banelings here, try and buy himself some time, which is kind of opposite of what we've been seeing in the last games, where it was Life trying to buy time. And now Taeja's like, hey, you got any more of them times? As that's exactly what he needs. He is going to try and do as much as he possibly can, though, with these drops here to delay the inevitable, which is those mass fungal growths on his army. Corruptors randomly showing up to the party. I mean, who invited the Corruptors? Someone invited 5 Corruptors to this party, and they're going to be able to deal with those Medivacs quite easily, prevent Vikings from ever really being produced. And it does look like this planetary fortress is being repaired, so it's not going to burn down. And it does look like Ultras are going to take a couple pot shots to the face as they try and destroy those rocks to open up that counterattack path. Taeja, though, is still in this. He's not... I don't know if you want to open that. That's a whole can of worms. I don't know if you want to go there, but it does look like a huge counterattack over here. Mr. Turret should actually be spotting this. Yeah, he was able to see that quite easily, but not going to get pulled too far out of position, as he does have more stuff on the way. The 3-3 upgrades are done. Zerglings are at 3-3 as well, though, which means those BC Ultralists are fully operational and fully upgraded. I thought this was going to be a shorter game, but so far, neither player has conceded, which I know is kind of obvious, but the fact of the matter is this game has actually been insane! Oh, that was a lot of workers. Hello. 60 workers killed to 0. Can Life actually win this game without losing a single worker? And how in the hell has Taeja not killed a worker? That is insane play by Life. This game overall is insane, though. I think I'm insane in the membrane. I don't know, but we do have lots of Banelings here. 3-3. That means a lot of splash damage. 47 damage to light units. It is not a good day to be a Marine when you have 55 HP. That is only 1 or 2 Banelings away from a fiery, acidy death. Ling's right here trying to make something happen here. Looks like this barracks is going to randomly burn down. Poor guy. He got left for dead. He's kind of abandoned at this point. Ling's right there working on the supply depot. And Ling's with full upgrades, man. They are not messing around. They're going to kill that depot quickly. Got to kill these SCVs quickly as well, though thankfully SCVs do benefit from the armor upgrades, so they don't die nearly as quickly. Oh, he did actually save that barracks. Very nice play right there by Taeja. But identical supplies right now. Both players have way too much gas. I feel like the Greater Spire might be the nail in the coffin, but at the same time, I just don't know. I mean, he's still got a lot of Marines here. That's a lot of anti-air. 32 Marines, 12 Marauders, 2 Siege Tanks, 8 Hellbats, and the 1 Thor, which I think like just spawned. That is a fresh Thor. No armor upgrades on that guy. As Baneling's going to be rolling in here, trying to chase even more SCVs. Is he going to be able to connect right there? He's trying to. No, it looks like those SCVs did get away. Although that one Baneling, if he would have got that big detonation, that would have been so many dead workers. But for now, Taeja is putting his cards on the table. He is going all in at this point. Broodlords are on the way. 5 Broodlords to be exact. Fungal Grow's coming up to try and buy some time. The Broodlord's actually out of position. The Broodlord's in a horrible position. Right now, I mean, he's going to have to commit. Life has to go for it. He has to keep these Broodlords alive at all costs. He decides it's now or never, and the positioning of those Broodlords was actually not good. Oh my god, Taeja's actually going to be breaking up this hill. Can he kill out the Broodlords? Oh, the Broodlords in a horrible spot, but they're launching those Broodlings like crazy, as it does look like Life will still hold the upper ground, and it does look like the Siege Tanks back here not going to be able to do that much versus the Broodlings. The 3 hero Broodlords right there. But wait, this game's not over yet, as the Broodlords aren't really heroes. All heroes can bleed, as 2 of them do go down. The last one, these Marines are refusing to die. What are these Marines taking? These are the Terminator Marines. 99 supply to 114. Life, where is your stuff? What happened? Can't believe he made those Broodlords right there, but all of a sudden, Taeja getting some wind in his sails. Can he kill off this mining base? This is really one of the only mining bases left. It does look like the drone's gonna try and back into the corner as Taeja moves on in. There's a new boss in town. Isn't going to be enough. Zergling's trying to counterattack. He knows that the reinforcements are really what could spell disaster for him. And he's going to go to this base up here. This is one of the only mining bases for Taeja as well. That's going to chew through those workers, no problem. But does Life have enough to actually be able to kill off this army right here? I don't know if he does. Does have a couple lings down here. He needs some good detonations on those banelings. Fungal's coming up, though. Where's that infestor? Well, he popped. He popped like crazy, man. He popped on out there. That Thor is quite low. 7 kills on him. Another base is going to go down. These 2 healthy mining bases, not so healthy anymore, as the Marines do load up and manage to survive long enough to not die. Which I know is the stupidest way to ever say that, but I'm standing by my guns, guys. We do have more Vikings on the way, 4 to be exact. And all of a sudden, a game I thought Life had for sure is not looking so good. Marines right here. Actually, too many Marines getting taken out there. They do load up at the last second. But that was more Marines than that needed to die there. I don't really know, though. I mean, workers have finally been killed by Taeja. Still only 870 have been killed off by Life. But Life supply is spiraling downwards. Army supply is 60... excuse me, that's worker supply. 23 army supply to 63 for Taeja. I think Taeja might actually have this. This base over here, drones. It's time to get back to work. This is no time for dilly-dallying. He definitely needs to get those drones to work immediately. There they go. That is obviously going to help his income, as he currently has none. But the drop, that's why they were afraid. That's why they didn't want to go up there. Baneling's going to be rolling in. Does Taeja spot it? Nope. No, he does not. Those Marines get cleaned up instantly. Every unit right now is absolutely invaluable, including those drones that just died. And he GG's out of the game. Taeja actually able to win it. Oh my God, Taeja, you are an animal. You are an animal, an absolute beast. I don't know how Life lost that game, or better yet, I don't know how Taeja won that game. Where were those infestors? I'm actually kind of curious here. Right at the end, I mean, he lost both of his bases, and I'm going to go ahead and slow this down. The infestors were about to pop. They don't have pathogen glands, though, I believe. I think that's probably why he gave up. I'm actually kind of curious. Does he have the pathogen glands upgrade? No. So those infestors spawned. They didn't have enough energy to throw out those fungals. So I'm wondering, though, I'm trying to see. I think it's mostly because... I don't know. I still feel like Life is GGing just a tiny bit early. He does GG right here. Now, if we take a look at the units tab here, he did have 5 infestors, 9 banelings, 14 lings. The worker count is about the same, though. And income tab was heavily favoring Taeja there. That does include 2 mules as well. So I gotta say, Taeja, in an absolutely amazing series, has taken 2 crazy games off Life. His chance of advancing to the round of 4 are looking quite nice. But either way, awesome games here from IEM. I hope you guys enjoy it. And, of course, I'll see you guys next time.